Hey folks, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and today I'm doing something that's quite different. Well, let me just tell you what I'm doing. Yesterday I got a call from an out-of-state attorney saying that some friends of his needed help. There were some seniors and they got bamboozled, defrauded they got defrauded. There was some scam, and they're about 80 years old, and a caller called them and convinced them to go to the bank and empty out the majority of their bank account, put it in cash, put it in a box, and send it to where? To Lauderhill, Florida. Not the finest of Florida. Kind of a tough place. So what did I do? I called the post office, tried to get in touch with them, talked to a nice lady yesterday. What was her name? I don't even remember. I have it in my notes. Did what's called an intercept, paid $19 for them to try to intercept the package from North Carolina to Florida because it was at a facility in Raleigh. Well, what happens? We pay the 19 bucks, we go through, they give me some numbers. She goes, hey, if it's at the facility, they'll probably catch it. Okay, it looks like they're gonna catch it, we think it's good, but just err on the side of caution. I called Lauderhill Police Department. Actually, I reached out to a Broward Sheriff's deputy who I know, someone I did a video on years ago, stand-up cop, and gave me some advice. I reached out to Lauderhill, got the woman on the phone, the client or the victim. Had a report made, explained the whole process, got a report. That officer said that he would talk to his commanding officer, try to get a detective on it right away, because if it didn't get intercepted by the post office, then it's going to be delivered and they're going to lose their money, their savings. So I'm checking today, doesn't look like it left the facility. All of a sudden, boom, it says it's in Fort Lauderdale, it's at the facility, and it's out for delivery. And I'm going, you gotta be kidding me. So the Raleigh didn't catch it, right? Fort Lauderdale didn't catch it, even though you paid the 19 bucks and all that to intercept it. 2 voicemails on both jurisdictions, phone numbers to try to reach the postmaster. No luck with that. Called Lauderhill, and an officer called me back. Very nice officer, calls me back, and she goes, yeah, a detective will be assigned in 5 days. And I'm like, 5 days? Like, do you know what's going on? No, I don't really have the report. I go, let me tell you, I'm on my way. So I just leave the office and drive to Fort Lauderdale, to Lauderhill. And I tell the officer what's going on. She says, let me go to my commanding officer. A sergeant calls me back, very nice woman. And I go, listen, I'm not trying to be a superhero here, but I'm trying to save these people's money, right? I mean, this is the majority of their savings, and they're 80 years old, right? It's a big deal. So she's like, no, I understand, but it's not assigned yet, and this and that. And I go, like, I'm 1.8 miles away. I mean, I flew, got here, ended up at the wrong house first because the GPS put me to street, not court. Anyway, I watched that house for 15 minutes and got checked out by all the neighbors. And because they're like, what's this guy doing sitting in his car twiddling his thumbs? Well, I'm trying to catch the bad guy, which is an oxymoron because I usually help the bad guy, right? Or good people who make bad decisions. That's how I try to say it. Anyway, so I talked to the officer and she says, look, I'm working on it. I'll try to have some units in the air. Then, of course, from all of my undercover activities, basically watching, what was that movie with Eddie Murphy, Beverly Hills Cop in the 80s, the banana in the tailpipe surveillance. I literally parked across the street diagonally from the house, and I've been waiting here. Some workers went in. It looks like they're all duplexes on the street, so one side's occupied by a couple. 4 males were inside the apartment working. It looks like the property was recently sold. That's what it looks like, at least on MLS. And I talked to the detective. Detective's like, look, I'll have some people in the unit. Please don't engage. They don't want a Zimmerman situation. I said, listen, I'm not armed. I'm not trying to get into a fight or anything. I'm just going to try to intercept the postal worker. And if they don't give me the package, I'm gonna say, can you just come to the corner of the street and I have 911 on the way, because I don't want the package to get delivered and these older folks to lose their money. So I've been here for, I don't know, coming up on 6 hours, and I got to go to the bathroom. I'm hot. My car is almost out of gas. I got to turn it off, then leave it off for about 40 minutes. It gets so hot that I got to turn it on, but I think I got enough gas to get to a gas station, etc. I'm going to stay here till 6:30, but like I said, I went to the wrong house at first, and I was like, wait, I think that's an undercover down the street. And then when I pulled up past it, I didn't see anyone in the car, but I could see the computer. You know how cop cars with the tinted windows. But then when I came to the next drive, I was like, maybe it's just a coincidence, a city car. But then about 10 minutes after I get to the right house, the correct address, that cop pulls up and is behind me and pulled in behind, like kind of far back. And she goes, yeah, I have a couple units. And I go, yeah, thank you. So I don't get smashed by the bad guy or shot or something. So, anyway, I think I'm partially blocking a driveway. But anyway, so I know there's been some units kind of watching, making sure. The sergeant told me, very nice lady, said, I understand. And she goes, I couldn't get through to the post office either. We tried to call and get them. She's like, I literally went to the post office and said, I'm trying to get the postmaster. So she said that a detective and the postmaster are supposed to link up, but there's really no way to know if this package is going to be delivered. And it's supposed to be delivered by 6 p.m. You know how that goes. I'm going to wait till 6:30. The traffic should die down, and I'm about an hour and a half or so from home. So I'm just going to wait it out and really hope that I can get the package. But if I don't, I'm just praying for the folks that the police do good police work and the postmaster does what they're supposed to do. I mean, we put a hold on it. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina, the facility, right? Don't you have to, like, each package it comes through and you go scan, and shouldn't it say beep, hold, right? And when I talked to the sergeant, she's like, yeah, like they seem to like say that they won't even give it to us. And I'm like, what do you like? I go, what if I was a defense attorney? And I gave her an example. I said, there's a mechanism. I said, remember if years ago there was someone who was sending cyanide in the mail, right? And people like died, right? I said, what if as a defense attorney I called and I said, and I hypothetically, right? I said, hypothetically, my client is cuckoo, and he says, look, I just sent cyanide to 7 people, by priority mail. Well, obviously, I'd be calling the bar, and I'd be calling the police, and I'd be saying, this is the information. I give as little information as I can, but the tracking information. I go, wouldn't you want to track down the cyanide box? I go, there's got to be a mechanism in play for the United States Postal Service, right? If someone gets scammed or defrauded of money, or seniors taken advantage of, I mean, you're telling me that I called Fort Lauderdale Postal Center, I called Raleigh, I called another number, like a consumer hotline number. The only person I got was last night when I was able to put the interception for $19, but they go, we don't guarantee it, we charge you $19, but if it doesn't get intercepted, they'll give you your money back. And I just get voicemails. It's depressing. Anyway, so instead of working, my wife has no idea. I left the office. My secretary's off today. And I decided I was like doing some research on my phone and trying to use Westlaw for my phone, which is quite difficult because I can't print anything out or see it on a big screen. But I have a trial tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes. I'll be ready, because today I was undercover Foley. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to get smashed into a million pieces. I just want to get the people's money back. So I got 30 more minutes. So that's what I'm doing, folks. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, undercover. No, kidding. All right, have a great day.